It was a dark and stormy night.
Well, there you go. Hey, everybody. It was a dark and stormy night. Welcome. This is Art and Gibberish. We speak gibberish, and podcast number, I can't even believe we're numbering them yet at this point. Like, it's number 4. But anyways,
You
okay.
can count that high?
So, I didn't take my socks off. Yes. So, this is going to be kind of weird because sometimes Ryan does the interviewing, sometimes I do the interviewing, and it's all good. But I'm kind of interviewing my wife. That's weird. Like, I'm going to have a conversation with my girlfriend, my wife, my partner, my longtime adversary. I don't even know what to call. I don't even know what to call you. However,
We are merely the same in the title of artist.
Welcome, Michelle Grant.
Thanks for having me.
MFG.
Yeah, MFG. Remember that.
And the F stands for what it stands for. So, hi, welcome, and I'm going to interview you. That's kind of weird, and this is probably going to come back to bite me at some point. But anyways, hi. Thanks for sitting in the big chair. And so, what's going on? What's on your plate? What's going on? What are you doing? What are you painting? What's coming out of the brush? What are you doing?
Horses.
Gee, imagine that.
Surprise.
No, I mean, where are you going? What are you thinking? What's going on these days? What are you feeling?
I'm somewhat lost. Very lost.
You're lost. And
the subject matter's a moot point. It's just a matter of how to execute, what direction to go. There's so many options. It's like I say on my Instagram bio, is like I'm perpetually distracted. Perpetually. It's like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do black and white. Oh, I love my pencil work. Oh, that oil's so juicy. But you know what? Acrylics, they're pretty awesome because they work up so fast and tight and awesome. And I like being tight and awesome. And then I get loose and I go, whatever. I want to paint loose now. And I want to be like Jill, Jill Soakup, my friend, my idol.
Shout out to Jill. She's killer. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a sweetie.
That's the thing, right? Art, that's a... Well, I think there's a lot of artists like that. We're all like searching and going. That's the whole art. It's a creativity thing. Always being creative. And...
I just got a message from Carolyn Sinclair, who is an up and coming artist at the Stampede, and she's a big admirer. We become friends.
That's Calgary Stampede. Shout out to Calgary Stampede.
Yeah.
Good show.
Yeah, she's married to Huey Sinclair, the chuck wagon guy.
Driver. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a relationship between them. Oh,
yeah,
really?
She's up in Grand Prairie.
And you've done how many?
So
you've done what? You've done Wayne Knight. You've done how many? I mean, you did sorry to divert you off your thing, but you've done the what year did you do the Calgary Stampede poster?
2016.
2016. You were Stampede poster. You've done Chuck Wagon Racers. You were on horse. I'm sorry, I'm not a horse guy, but Horseman of the Year, Horseman Magazine. You did the cover. You've done cover. Oh my God. Anyways,
a lot of accolades that way.
Anyways,
for sure.
Carolyn Sinclair, yes.
Well, just on the tact of not knowing what direction to go or what to do. We were just talking recently tonight, actually, about the Stampede and what direction to go. And she says, "Oh, I'm lost. I don't have a direction. I don't know how to paint. I don't know what about a subject matter, a theme. I'm lost." And I went, sorry, girlfriend. It's like I'm in the same boat. I said, don't look up to me because when you get even, accomplished that I've been in the past I get lost too. We all get lost.
Where do you go? Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So are you thinking Stampede again, maybe? You haven't been there for a while. You were the Stampede darling for a while, but you didn't do it for a while. I'm feeling something here. What are you doing?
I'm going to apply for sure. I received a personal invitation from the vice chair, which really meant a lot. I was considering doing the Stampede again because it's been a few years, and that's where I got my big start, really. I always dreamt to be there, and I just jumped in, and it's been fast-tracked ever since. But they invited me, and that really meant a lot for them to reach out personally, to phone me and say, we'd really like to have you back. You haven't been there for a few years.
That's awesome.
And
awesome.
I was actually thinking about doing the stampede literally minutes before, and it was like karma. Phone rang and I went, what number is that? I better answer it.
Wow.
Maybe I'm going to go to jail because I haven't paid my taxes. But it happened to be.
That means something. That's
Yeah.
good. All right. What? Let's say, what's on your easel right now, though? What are you doing? What are you painting today?
I was painting my son's cat.
All right. Okay, did not expect that. And I have no. And it's funny. Okay, so for those of you who know, we are a couple, but we live in separate houses, have separate studios. And
Thank God.
And yeah, thank God. I don't go in her studio that
I could wear a
lot.
white shirt and go in and paint and come out exactly the way I went in.
Yeah, you don't want to go.
You walk downstairs and poof, paint on you.
I know. All right. This is about you, not me. Okay, thank you. No, but I haven't seen what you've been painting lately because I haven't not been in the studio. But yeah, that's right. I forgot. Daniel needs a cat. Daniel wants.
Yeah, and I just finished up a long-term commission that I'm finished. Okay.
And you take commissions, so here so I don't normally take commissions. Very rarely would I, and if I do, it's under my own guise, and I have so many rules it makes the person sick, and I don't do it. But in a lot of instances, I mean, you paint horses, and a lot of horse people come to you going, "You're the goddess, and I want you to paint my horse." And so, and you do this not often, but you do, and you charge a fair chunk of money, which is absolutely worthy. But let's just take a minute. Let's walk me through that process. Walk me through. Someone calls you and says, I want you to paint my horse or my dog or my, I don't know, my gopher.
Well, first of all, I commend them, and a lot of times it's a gift for somebody else. And I commend them for being so thoughtful to want to have a portrait done of your wife, partner's, spouse's horse. And I commend them that that's really a thoughtful thing. And then I send them my price list. And then
and when they get up off the floor, yeah.
Depends who it is, right? And I feel I do a really good job, and I'm worth what I'm asking. And
absolutely.
And I try not to take it personally, but I'm a bit of a people pleaser. I kind of get upset when they go, "Oh, it's too much." But that's their financial situation, not mine. I can't judge or commit myself or my energy and talents to please everybody because I'm not getting any younger. I got to start spending my time wisely. I'm at that age where it's like when most people are retiring, it's like I'm going, "Ooh, yeah, what am I going to do?"
Well, yeah, the dollar thing is always funny. I always remember my buddy Ken Gillespie saying to me, "Oh, yeah, I had a bunch of paintings around and a guy asked me for a commission. I gave him the number and he goes, is that your phone number?" And he was like, "Oh my God, really?" I mean, some people don't get it. Lots of people get it.
I don't even charge as much as some of my peers do.
Oh,
and,
no,
and
absolutely.
It astounds me that it's like, wow, you ask what? Like you're commanding that for a commission? It's like, what's wrong with me?
Well, no, the money thing is the money thing, and it'll always be the way it is. Where I was going more was walk me through a little bit of the process. You get a call, you talk money. Money's good. And then you get the bad photo that they want painted.
Oh, my God.
Talk to me about that because we've all been there.
Generally in the conversation is the subject matter alive or dead? Is the animal around or isn't it? And I know that's kind of harsh.
Well, no, it is because you can take your own photos then if it's alive. If it's not alive,
I would rather
pretty
take
hard
my
to
own
dig it up and take a photo.
I'd rather take my own photos because
Really?
I'm a very accomplished photographer and I know what I want when I want to paint something. I know about lens distortion, all this stuff. But it's really, really hard to say to a client, "Oh, that's a lovely photo of your friend's horse, but they took it with their iPhone." And the nose is 10 times bigger than the ears, and it's really distorted badly, and the lighting's bad, and everything's bad. And I just sort of gently say, "Oh, wow, it's got good color.
And then they want you to paint their memory of the horse, not the photo, but how they remember the horse.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's hard.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet the animal myself. I had an opportunity to paint a horse that was in Texas, and they were going to fly me down to photograph the horse. And I thought, oh, it'd be so awesome. But it was the middle of COVID, and it couldn't happen. And the United States was literally shut down to Canadians, period, done. And I couldn't go down there. And so made some contacts down there, and we had a professional photographer do it. I was in dialogue with the photographer, and we're on the same page. Lighting, 3/4 light, backlit, 30/70 split light.
Okay, kids, are you listening, kids? Listen, she takes a commission, and from another country, she goes to the States and hires a photographer to get the photos she needs to make the painting she makes. Are you listening, kids? Step up your game.
Yeah, that had to happen because the husband, bless his heart, it was part of this covert kind of gift idea.
Yeah.
He sent me photos of the horse, the subject matter, and it was, ooh.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. They give you a photo and go, "Oh, this is my horse, isn't it beautiful?" But see, they look at the photo and they see a vision of what they remember of their horse, and it is their horse, and it's perfect, and it's great, and it's a great photo. It's not a painting, and you can't paint that. And they take a, however big, 4x6 photo of this, and then they go, I'd like a 30x40 of my horse of that. It's not going to work. So that is a whole process for sure, and good for you for going through all that, man. It's you wonder why you charge what you charge. It's a long process to get just to the point where you can paint this thing.
I find really funny. There was a guy, he's a well-accomplished artist. He's like, could you draw my horse for free? And this guy would draw these stick horses and send them to people.
Oh yeah,
I want to do that so bad.
Hey, pay the price you're gonna pay.
The big one is, you should paint my horse because it's good exposure. And I go, you know what? In this country, exposure kills people.
Exposure will kill you.
Let's just step outside for half an hour and see what happens.
Speaking of which, it's minus 25 where we are right now. All right. Okay, so we got a little stampede going on. We got a little bit of we went a little in the future. Let's go back. Hi, I'm Michelle. I paint horses. I draw horses. When's the first horse you drew? Do you remember the first horse you drew? Do you remember drawing horses? Do you remember the first thing? Do you remember drawing? What drawing? Tell me. Give me some history.
I still have a drawing I don't remember doing, but my mother saved it. It's a mouse about an inch, 2 inches, and no word of a lie, I was 3 when I did it. I was 3. I did it in pencil and tempera paint, and this mouse is this big. My mom saved it, and I painted in the lines. I drew the mouse myself, and I painted it.
Wow.
I was 3 years old.
Wow.
Then grade 1 comes along, and everybody came to me to draw the dinosaurs. Oh yeah, I drew a killer good dinosaur.
You can draw, and all the dudes are like, "Dude, draw me a T-Rex, draw me a Triceratops."
Back in the day when Diplodocus was actually called Brontosaurus, when really it's a Apatosaurus. And Apatosaurus used to walk with his tail dragging on the ground, but now he walks horizontal. They discovered. Nerd. Discovery Channel.
Well, okay. So you went to Alberta College of Art.
I did.
Do you remember applying? Do you remember going, I'm going that way, or like?
I remember as a little kid.
Did you never want to be a nurse or a mom or a whatever?
As a little kid, I always said, I want to be an artist when I grow up. Grandma, I want to be an artist. And my grandma gave me my first set of paints because she tried to oil paint and stuff. This is my mom's mom. And bless her heart, I still have that paint box. I still have the paint tubes too, actually. I remember painting when I was like 11 or 12 years old. painting clouds out in the front yard, and they actually looked like clouds. I was pretty impressed. But I always wanted to be an artist when I grew up. My grandma always used to say to me, you don't want to do that. Artists starve, you know. And sometimes we do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we starve. I don't starve.
But I
well,
went through
obviously.
school. I was always really good at art. Had a great instructor in high school, Isabel Boychuk. She's still around. I still meet her on occasion. Hunt Johnson, I think her name is now.
Isabel Hunt Johnson.
Yeah.
She taught me in our college too. Absolutely.
No, she was high school for me. She was high school. But she prepared us all.
I know her, but I mean,
yeah, you know her through the art communities because we've
maybe it is. She's an amazing artist.
We've run into her a few times, and she prepared us really well for art college because she would tell people, "This is not easy marks. You come in my class, art is not easy marks," and we did everything from vinyl, woodcut, ceramics, drawing, painting, monochromatic. We did it all. Negative space painting. We did negative space, contour drawings. We did it all. So when I went to art college,
that's unusual because a lot of art classes now don't
telephone
teach a lot of that. My phone's ringing. How weird is that? Apparently, I haven't paid my phone bill. That's funny that the phone would be ringing about my phone bill. Anyways, that'll be edited.
I went through high school.
Oh, and now I'm supposed to take my pills. Oh my God, how embarrassing. A lot of it's just.
Anyways, I wanted to go to art college.
Sorry, go ahead.
And this is back in the day when art college actually had an exam to get in. You had to be good to get into art college. Okay?
I remember those exams.
You had to do specific things.
Drawings and things, and they wanted to... I totally remember you had to do this to see if you had any somewhat of a talent.
Not the case now so much with art college. Just saying.
Well, they need people. They just take people because they need money.
But I was so excited to be accepted. It was like, oh man, best thing ever. And I'll never forget that fall day going to art college. And you know when the trees are turning color and there's that smell, that autumny smell. And I remember walking into the art college going, oh my, I can't believe I'm doing this. Because myself and my brother were the first ones in our family to do any post-secondary. Anybody. So I was really proud of the fact that I got to college and I was going in and I was going to be an artist. And it was so awesome. We had the best foundation year ever. We used to do pizza parties and party together. We were just really gelled really nicely. Foundation year was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Sidebar. Do you remember being in Alberta College of Art when they wanted to separate?
I was there, man. We were in the rallies.
And we had the sleep-ins and the rallies and the...
we wanted to be autonomous. Remember?
Autonomous, and we didn't want to be part of anything. We needed to be our own art college, and we did all the. I did a sleep in, and that was that's probably the most liberal thing I've ever done in my life. Anyways.
Yeah, no, I remember all that. I remember you walking through the concourse.
No, you don't.
But you
deny
say
it. That this is a lie. She's full
He denies it all the
Nah,
time.
you
I remember
didn't
him
know me.
walking across the concourse, all that and a bag of chips. I'm swinting.
It wasn't all that in a bag of chips. I was a bag of chips. Old Dutch, super ripple. Okay, so you go to art college, but you didn't graduate.
No.
Then what did you do?
Which part?
After art college, what do you do? Where do you go?
Oh, you mean the part?
I'm talking about the
part. You mean the part where the instructors failed me in drawing?
Yes. Well, I don't. Let's not get political about
it's
that.
like political.
I'm more getting at you left art college, and then what'd you do?
I went to work at Foothills Hospital and pay off our student loans in 2 years.
And what did you do there?
Me and my husband of the time, Morgan. Oh, I was in X-ray. I was a clerk in the film library.
All right.
Yep.
And then
Then
somebody says to you, you should go back to school and
oh
finish.
yeah. Morgan says you should go back and get those 2 courses and get your diploma. And I went, fuck that. I'm not going back to that goddamn place. They're all a bunch of jerks. And? He says you're too short, too shy. You gotta go. And fine. I paid off our student loans.
And
And I went back to school
And
got my 2 drawing majors.
you graduated.
I did.
And you are now an alumni of the Alberta College of Art and Design,
And I have the piece of paper.
All right.
Yeah, I have the piece of paper, and that's really cool. And I don't know if I should say this. A little caveat to that. People look at my work and they go, "Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Wow, you're so talented." And I go, "Thank you. That's really nice. Thank you for that. Appreciate that." So, did you go to art school? You went to the Alberta College of Art? Oh, that's why you're so good. And I just go, no.
I know. I have no words to say to that. You don't want to get me on my high horse about that. So.
I use you, Erica Newman, myself, and Holly McWilliams as a case in point. You and Holly McWilliams went to art college but didn't graduate.
Right?
Erica Newman and I went to art college and graduated, and we're in the exact same
Shout
place.
out to Erica Newman. She went to Ontario College of Art. Yeah, I know it's Ontario, so, that's shaky.
I was told in my 4th year of art college, it's like, "Oh, you should go into the Ontario College of Art because it's more illustrative." And I went, "Why would I go to Ontario when the art college is 2 kilometers down the road from me? Why would I go to Ontario when there's one right there?"
Oh, no. It's a funny story because you're not wrong. But like Holly went to art college and she found no value in it whatsoever. I went to art college and just got lost and found I was just completely lost. And you're right. We've both all ended up in the same place where we're all selling in major galleries as professional artists doing the same thing. But if you ask Erica Newman will say, "Oh, art college was amazing. I learned so much and I had so many good teachers." And she at one point was going to go into forensic medicine and do, like drawings of, I don't know, whatever you draw in forensic medicine. But we had a break-in, or not a break-in, but we had a guy steal from our store one day, and he walked out with some stuff, and then there was a thing going, "I think he stole stuff," and whatever, and we called the police. And when the police came, she drew a sketch of the guy going, "You could be one of those courtroom sketch people." And she goes, "Oh yeah, I learned all that in art college." I was like, I didn't get taught any of that in art college at all.
Well, those are the differences between Emily Carr, Ontario College of Art, and Alberta College of Art. Their mandates were all different. Anyways, it was art college. I did learn some stuff. I was in the advertising art program, which was a really tough program to get into.
VC, Visual Communications, was great. That was a killer program.
It was a killer program, all right. It almost killed you because they worked you so hard. But you did learn some stuff. I had some mentors, instructors in that program that were really good. Gil Flodberg was the best. He actually taught you how to draw, about design. He was brutally critical, but he was very constructive as well. Some of them were just brutally critical with no option for helping you get better, which was kind of counterproductive. It's like if you want to be critical about something, you better have an answer for the person. You better show them how to do it better, make it better.
So did you draw horses and paint horses in art college too? Oh, you did regular stuff. Oh, so you can do regular stuff.
That was a smart ass remark.
That's a wifey thing right there. Sorry. I'm just kidding. She can outdraw me any day of the week, and she knows it. Okay, so
Vera Gartley was a really good instructor too.
I had Vera.
She was really good.
She taught me watercolors.
We drew so many still lifes of boxes and sheets and lighting and classical lighting, and she was good. She was really good.
So do you remember you leave art college, you got a degree now, what are you gonna, you're gonna go to Stampede, and what do you gotta go out and, I mean, when I went to art college, they never taught us how to be in a gallery or how to do this or that. I missed a lot of that, but do you remember your first Stampede?
Well, to back up a little bit, we had an instructor, Grant Lear from Victoria.
Yes. Grant was a killer
He was my
instructor.
4th year drawing major instructor, and he was great. He flew out for our class from Victoria every week. And he made us do the whole process of applying for shows, galleries. At the time, we took slides. Yes, we did slides. There's nothing digital.
Oh,
Photographing your work,
remember
labeling
slides? You had to do slides, and you had to label them, and then you had to put the dot in the corner,
red dot in the upper right corner,
and so that people could put it in right. Oh my Lord!
I
Yes,
know.
yeah.
But he made us do that, and he made us fill out prospectuses. We had to meet the deadlines because he says if you miss a deadline for a show, done. Too bad. You have to learn how to do this. And he was really he was really educational that way. He was a
Awesome.
great instructor.
Awesome.
One of the best for sure, to actually give you a hands-on.
So do you remember applying for, like, what makes you think Stampede?
I'd raised my kids for a while. I did a coin for the Royal Canadian Mint for the Calgary Stampede. It was my first coin in 2002. It was the Festival of Canada series, and it was of the Calgary Stampede. And at that time, I'd been painting and drawing and doing my thing, and I don't recall. I think I was in Heritage Gallery, kind of, or was I? I don't remember.
I remember that
So long
gallery.
ago.
Absolutely.
And Neen Burke owned it. We have the same birthday. I know. How do I remember that? Anyways, I figured it was a good time to apply for the Stampede when I did this coin for the Royal Canadian Mint. And my kids were just little at the time. So 2002, that would have made them born in 88. What does that make them?
30.
No, 1988.
Oh, I was
2002.
now. Oh.
What is that? 10? They would have been kids. They were just kids.
Anyways, they were kids. You're asking me to do math. We're both artists, and we're looking at another artist over there. Three people in the room can't do math. But anyways, all right.
Anyways, I hired my best friend's daughter, Camille Driver.
Yes.
She came up and kid sat for me while I did the Stampede Art Show. I got accepted. I sent my submission in and was over the moon when I got accepted in, and I sold out that show. It was great.
Yeah, awesome.
And I had my coin out.
So let's talk about the coins for a sec, because you've worked for the Canada Mint for ages. You did the Alberta Centennial coin.
Yeah, the quarter.
Big quarter. You had the big quarter. I mean, you've done many coins.
That was the first time.
That
was one of the first times the Royal Canadian Mint actually put it to the public. And
what did they call that? When you can actually use the coin, like circulation coin, as opposed to the
collectibles.
You do so many collectible coins, and you're the. I mean, we all know you're the Maple Leaf Queen. They come to you constantly for Maple Leafs.
I know, yeah. Isn't that weird? We don't even
have
sugar maples.
You don't want to drive around with her in the fall when the leaves change, and she's like, "Stop! That's a Douglas 3-point maple leaf. We have to stop and take a picture. Oh my God!" It's like, oh yeah, you got to stop, and then it's like, oh well, I'll just sit here for an hour while she takes pictures of the same leaf 100 times.
Well, we don't get that many.
But however, I will say that you've done. This is what you do, and you are diligent in that way, and it's paid off. You work for the Canada Mint, and I don't know how many coins you done. You think
20,
30?
No, 20. I think.
I don't know. You're always working for them.
Yeah, I just had one accepted.
Your tax dollars hard at work.
Just had one accepted last month.
I know, all right? Are you allowed to say that? Oh my God, there's a confidentiality
I can tell you
agreement.
It's round and the queen's on one side.
Go Elizabeth. All right. All right, so what's in the future? Sleight of Stampede coming up maybe, and you're working towards that. Like in big terms, what's in the future? What do you got going on?
Rich and famous would be good. Although
I
some
say
people,
rich would be good. I don't even care if I'm famous. I could.
Oh, come on. There's some people come up to me and they say, "Oh my God, you're famous. You're Michelle Grant. I wanted to take lessons from you, but I was too scared to talk to you. Oh my God, you're famous." I go, "What? Me?" He says, "Yeah, famous, but I want the rich part."
Yeah, I love that.
I go along with.
So,
but I'm not famous.
What do you want to learn? What's on the radar if you didn't have to make money? If it was just you, what would you try? What would you want to learn? What would you do?
I would like to learn how to paint.
Well, that's
And that sounds
that's
really
the end of
odd.
that, folks, because that's what I would say
Hear
too.
me out. This.
Okay. No, but it's true.
No.
I'm with you. Like,
Hear me out. I was a drawing major at art college. Okay. I never took a painting class ever at art college. Not a single one. 2D design maybe, but we never took painting class
how'd
ever.
you manage that?
Just didn't. I'm a drawing major with a minor in woodworking of all things.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's like I could build you something. Anyways,
No, she
when
can fix your cupboard when you break it. Trust me.
yeah, I can. I feel when I paint, I draw with paint. I don't feel I'm a painter. When I see the works of the likes of Jill Soakup, yourself with all the juicy mark making and stuff, I look at it and go, oh, but I draw away with my paint. Do 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 do. I draw with paint. Is that bad? Is that bad?
No, because I 100% agree with you that if you asked me the same question, I would say the exact opposite. I would like to learn how to draw. I would love, my weakness in painting is my drawing sucks. And I know Randy Sexton always said that in painting, overdrawing is usually a weakness. Like people overdraw when they want to paint. But if you want to draw, drawing is a good thing. But people overdraw when they want to paint, and I've always noticed I tend to overdraw when I want to paint. But the weakness in my painting is always that my drawing is out of whack or not right. And what happens? Tell them what happens when I paint. And I go,
Which part?
when I tell you to go downstairs and go
And fix it?
Yeah, and go fix it. What are you fixing?
The drawing.
The drawing. It's because your nose is. Why is your eyes way up here? Why aren't they down here?
Well,
where they
you
belong?
say you don't draw well in your painting, but it depends what you're doing. Okay, I'm just gonna say landscape. You can take a lot of liberties with a landscape.
Absolutely.
You could just screw up that tree a lot, and nobody's really gonna know. It's a big, fluffy, bouffante tree, as you would say. You do a nude or an animal or something that's very subjective and very specific, and you start messing around and suddenly it doesn't look like what it's supposed to. That's where the drawing is really, really important.
Sargent always said the thickness of a pencil line can throw a portrait off.
Totally.
Right?
And a brush mark.
I know, but that's where you're good. Your drawing is so good.
Thanks.
So I only have 2 questions left before we end. We're running out of time here. So I have 2 questions left. What's your sock drawer look like? Are you organized or disorganized? Do you have a sock drawer?
I do.
And it's all like folded
It's
and
organized. You'll notice I got 2 different socks on today because I haven't done laundry, and that made me absolutely insane that there was 2 mismatched socks in there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And my last question before we leave is, if you could be on a billboard driving down Deerfoot Trail, what would you want to see yourself as?
One of my coins has been on a billboard.
Well, that's cool. That
have
says
pictures
enough
of
right
it.
there. Right?
I was like, oh my God, that's my coin. Stop.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, Michelle Grant, everyone, and thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Today, whatever you're tuning in, Omicron, COVID-19. We're out.